You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This was a big-time victory for Syracuse basketball. They absolutely, positively could not lose this game. They couldn't. And you know what? They got it done. 79-71 over Boston College. Let me tell you guys why I believed that heading into this one, it was a must-win game, and why it's so big that they ultimately got the W. BC entered this contest 218 in the net rankings. That is lowest in the ACC. For context, we all know that Syracuse basketball hasn't been very good this season. They are 158 heading into this game in the net rankings. Boston College is one of the few conference teams that is ranked below Syracuse in the net. And so even though this is a road game, this was a game that Syracuse basketball really needed to win in order to make the ACC tournament. That's right, to make the ACC tournament. The Orange have 4 games, now 3 after this win, but they had 4 games against teams in the ACC that were ranked below them in the net rankings. They just got the win against Boston College, so they are 1-0. They will play at home against Boston College on February 8th. And then they got 2 additional road games against Miami and Virginia Tech. Those dates for Miami is February 11th, and the date for Virginia Tech is March 1st. So in that 4-game stretch, in my opinion, I think Syracuse needs to go at minimum 3-1. If they go 3-1 or even 4-0 against in all 4 of those games, they will be in the conference tournament. Because all you got to do is be a top 15 team in the ACC, and that's based on conference record. So you got to get those victories against the bottom feeders. If Syracuse goes, let's say 4-0, they might not have to win any other game for the rest of the season, and it might be still enough to make the conference tournament because they got the win against Georgia Tech. So they would have 5 ACC wins. That might be enough. It wouldn't be good to only have 5 conference wins, but it might be enough to get them in the conference tournament. Every game from here on out is really crucial for Syracuse. Every game is. I think the realistic goal for this team, let's take off our orange colored glasses. This team is not going to be on the bubble in March. It's over. They are eliminated from at-large contention. The only way they're getting in is by winning the ACC. So I think the realistic goal is to finish top 9 in the ACC. Why is that the realistic goal? Why is that the goal that Syracuse should be striving for, you may ask? Well, in the conference tournament, 15 teams make it. But if you are seated between 10 and 15, you got to play another game. See, if Syracuse, let's say, finishes as the 10, right? If they finish as the 10 or lower, they would have to win 5 games in 5 days in order to win the conference outright. Now, it's been done before. Literally, NC State last year did that. NC State last year won 5 games in 5 days, and they not only did that, they went to the Final Four. But usually that doesn't happen, ladies and gentlemen. That type of Cinderella is very, very rare. If Syracuse can get into the top 9, they will only have to win 4 games in 4 days, which is a big difference, in my opinion. 4 games in 4 days versus 5 games in 5 days. Now, it should be noted that you could technically get a double bye in the conference tournament. You could. I believe you would have to finish top 4 in the ACC. I do not believe that is a realistic, obtainable goal to finish top 4 in the conference. I don't. But I do think it's possible they can finish 9th. Or dare I say 8th. It doesn't really matter if they're 9 or 8. I think they can get there. That should be the goal. Finish top 9 in the ACC. So getting a win against Boston College and hopefully doing it again in early February and hopefully getting wins over Miami and Virginia Tech. That's important to make in the conference tournament. Whatever they do from there on out is about seeding. And the goal is to be in the top 9.